You add to what you know, because experience adds to you.
You can only deliver what you have.
He that composed the weapon is even stronger than you that gave him the weapon.
Our roles in the Navy are the military, the policing, and the diplomatic.
You can't afford to allow yourself to be deceived anymore.
For one to thrive and thrive successfully, one needs to have a clear knowledge of the laws and policies around it.
We cannot command the kind of influence we want to command until you have a stake at the table where decisions are made.
You don't wait for a civilization or a new dispensation. You birth a civilization and you bet your dispensation.
Inheritance is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. There is a specific parcel, a container, a package that God gives to founding fathers of every land and every territory.
The source of wealth is spiritual, the power of God.
May I now invite to the microphone to do the opening remarks Professor Francis Bisong, an erudite scholar. Please put your hands together for him. Is that how you clap for a man who has reached the height of learning? Put your hands together for him. Welcome, Prof.
Thank you very much for your welcome. I'm asked to do an opening remark in a seminar focused on the spirit of wealth and the new era. Well, I have written on what should be a fitting opening remark for a seminar of this nature. And I have a few impressions that I think will be worth considering as we proceed in this seminar. My reflection is centered on trying to understand the secret of true wealth. And then when adding to the title, the new era, well, I wouldn't know what the framers have in mind about the new era. But the world is entering into a new era. Big changes are going on in our world. And so, how are we going to stay focused on true wealth in the new era? Wealth really is, layman's term, is about money. Money is said to be the means of exchange. And it is focused on the exchange of value. For many of you, money is the paper that we see all around, a coin or paper. Well, that came sometime in the evolution of money. That paper is supposed to be connected to some value. And so if we miss out the value, then money is, that paper we call money is meaningless. What's the difference between that paper and a toilet paper? Or the paper in which we use in writing as a writing sheet? It can be anything. It depends on the value attached to it. So, human society had to migrate or evolve from the use of gold to what we know today as currency. And currency is actually called fiat currency. Money by decree. It's controlled by government. After the World War II in 1944, 44 Allied nations met at the Mount Washington Hotel in Bretton Woods, what we call the Bretton Woods institutions. The World Bank and IMF are the Bretton Woods institutions. Under Bretton Woods, international exchange rates were pegged to gold. From 1946 to the early 1970s, the Bretton Woods systems made fixed currencies the norm. However, in 1971, the United States government unpegged the US dollar from the gold standard in order to create more money to address the country's inflation problems. This made the United States dollar a fiat currency. The dollar became the standard rather than the gold. Other countries soon followed suit because the US had emerged as the dominant power after the World War II and had decimated the powers of Europe. Due to perceived stability of the US government, the US dollar is also regarded as the world's reserve currency. So with the US dollar as a fiat and floating currency with no other true actual value, the rest of the world's currency is also but fiat pegged to the dollar. When we talk about fiat currency, it has the approval of government. So you have naira, you have pound, you have dollar by various governments that makes a decree. This is our money. And the problem is that the true value of money is being lost. Because these papers can be printed even when there's no value backing it. You can have central banks printing out money from mints, and you have so money in circulation, not much to buy. Plenty money, you have thousands of a particular currency, and it can't buy you anything of value because that disconnection between the fiat currency and the value of that currency is what we are experiencing today. And fiat currency, as I've said, is money by decree, by the government authority. The value is based on the authority of the government, the value of the government, the power of the government. What happens if systems collapse? What happens when government becomes highly mismanaged? What happens when government begins to lose its authority and legitimacy? Will there be value for money? We are seeing an era where money is becoming useless. Wherein lies true wealth in such an era?